We are.
I hope your Audacity works because I need that to be a thing. Oh yeah, crack it open. We got wine. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's lame. I have two different kinds tonight.
Okay, what are we rolling with?
The Champagne
I
beer
love my life. God.
or Coors Light. Also, this is the beer from when you were here.
No, it's not. Is it really?
Weren't we there in like November?
Yes. That was like 6 months ago.
So should I start with the Champagne of beer?
No, you need to have a little, like, have something in you. You don't lead with the champagne of beers.
Is for if you're in college or you're hammered already, and that's 6 months old.
Ooh,
So
there it
it's
is.
skunked. Cheers.
Clink.
Clink. I'll cheers myself, bitch.
All right. So
Well, welcome to our first ever leftovers episode. Again,
Because no sports are going on.
there aren't any sports except WrestleMania
I did not watch.
happened. I didn't either because it was
did I hear this right? Did
pay-per-view.
Gronk get a belt?
He got the 24/7 belt, which is my favorite belt currently.
What is it?
Because if you have a ref, you can challenge for it at any time.
So it's like money in
24/7.
So it's like money in the bag.
But at all times.
So it doesn't have to be a match. You can just show up at some guy's house and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we're fighting."
Yes.
Like middle of a Publix. You're just
They
like,
did it earlier this season where some guy broke into his house, had a guy
ref.
there, yeah, and like woke him up by body slamming him, pinned him, and took it.
See, I
Oh,
don't
so
think
it's totally staged, but like,
oh yeah. But I don't think I'd be that nice. I'd be like, morning bitches, punch to the dick. Like, let's lead out hot and
Right.
heavy.
I would just take whatever's around that wouldn't kill the person and hit him in the face with it and then pin him.
Yeah,
Yep.
solid move.
Mhm.
Like,
I mean-
heavily concussed but not dead.
Yeah. And then after I did that, I would permanently have all my doors locked and like 4 big ass dogs sleep around my bed.
Yeah.
Big ass dog.
Solid. I don't think that's a bad move.
I mean, you hit a grown ass man who is prone to violence and probably juiced up in the face while he's sleeping.
You got some retaliation.
Expect some retribution coming.
Roid rage.
Yeah, you're not gonna wake up by getting hit in the face with something. It's gonna be bad. Like,
It's gonna be real bad.
you started at hit in the face while asleep. Like, the next level of that is never good.
No.
No.
Not at all.
Okay,
So
well,
anyway,
yeah,
there
welcome to
aren't any
Leftovers.
actual sports going on.
yeah.
Oh, we did find out today that the NFL is going to be doing a live stream, and they did tell coaches and owners that they're going to be drafting from their homes.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, so-
excited.
So we
no,
could see Bill O'Brien's balls.
as he just
Potato
on his
chips with
couch,
the beer hat.
on his couch, balls kind of hanging out. Yeah,
Okay, so
Oh,
question.
he's old. They're not kind of hanging out.
They're
they are
Probably down to his
drooping.
out
knees.
there. So what do we think? What do you think the beer would be in his like beer can helmet? What kind of beer do you think he's drinking on draft day?
Stella Artois.
Ooh,
I could
because
see
he makes
that,
bad decisions.
and he
Right.
thinks he's fancy.
Oh, you think you fancy?
Yep. I mean, he did think he was smarter than the rest of the NFL,
A
and
lot.
wanted DJ or David Johnson for some reason. So
You know,
Because
bad
he-
enough to trade off the best wide receiver in the league.
He fits perfectly in his system, which is a good system.
well, he did come from the Patriots, so of course he's
Yes,
going to be
so
a good
did-
coach.
Yes, so did Matt Patricia, and he is sure as hell changed that Lions team.
Eh, Cut him some slack. He's a coach, not a player.
He's trying so hard.
It's the Lions. There's not much you can do with that.
Not really.
So,
Well, from one big cat.
one big cat to another. This is
Hey,
our
all you
leftover
cool-
episodes of Tiger King. Jordan, you want to lay it on?
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Yeah, bitch, Carol Baskin.
So obviously, this Netflix series has taken over the country in this time where all of us are just stuck inside. So
Good thing that podcasts are an audio medium because, as I said earlier today to multiple people, both Jordan and I look like Frank Zappa today.
Yeah,
And all days.
true.
Jordan,
Zappa.
he was a musician. It's the
this
mustache goatee thing that Jordan has. It's one of the CDC recommended or approved,
Approved.
facial hair.
Is mine
Things-
totally not then?
not
Yeah,
at all.
Like yours would be way outside of the mask.
So
You'd have to shave
Yeah.
the sides of your cheeks, and then
Damn.
nothing can go
Your
under your chin
chin too.
because the mask has to seal right at your chin.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. Fuck you, CDC. I haven't had a clean shaven face in 9 years. It's not
Yeah.
happening now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
Jordan's
same.
income is the only income in our house right now,
Oh,
so the
fair enough.
CDC gets to tell us what to do.
Pretty
Well,
much.
that and he works in a lab.
Yeah.
Like I work in a welding shop that is for some reason still open.
You're like, I'll burn the virus off. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. I'm essential.
Right.
Hey, we're part of the food distribution
Yeah,
network.
no.
Yeah, no, you're part of the supply chain.
There-
Agriculture is essential.
There
But who's
Was
fucking
this-
buying a tractor right now?
farmers.
Honestly,
maybe?
probably
I don't
guys who
know.
had a decent year last year, and I'm
They're
gonna
trying to get
yeah.
under that 150,000.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna guess that tractors are probably relatively cheap right now, so they could scoop up a couple that they needed.
Yeah, and I mean, if they're wanting to have their income be under 150,000, so they can get that Trump
Write
check.
it off. Mm-hmm.
Give me that Trump check.
Trump check, please.
Just writing off everything that goes back into the farm. But if they had a decent last couple of years, which I don't know how anybody has, but if they did, yeah, maybe. Oh, for nobody who's listening, there's a new podcast called the Ag Pod. One of my best friends growing up is a seed distributor. Her and her husband have an ag podcast.
Here.
Yeah,
Carolyn?
Carolyn and Tyler have the Egg Pod. So if you are interested in ag, go listen to them.
Yeah,
They're funny.
Zero people.
Yeah. That's why I
watching
said
that
for none of
thing.
our listeners.
Why would anybody be watching right now? They're going to listen to the podcast. I know we have one routine listener.
What's up, Pittsburgh? Steve, how you
Steve.
been?
Not Steve, it's Mike.
Oh.
Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
He just listens because he likes to get riled up about our animal abuse takes.
Okay,
Oh,
so here's
boy.
the thing. The first thing I was going to say on this episode is like the animal abuse on Tiger King is disgusting.
Oh, it's
Like-
horrible.
Hate it.
It's horrendous. The first episode, I kept cringing and be like, no, we have to fast forward. And finally, Jordan had to stop me. He was like, this is going to be bad. Like, you're just going to have to muscle through.
And that might, I mean, I feel like they missed an opportunity to really bring to light that all private zoos are
Are
horrible.
horrible.
So bad. Like, they're
Because by the end of the show, the series, like it's just so much has been shown, and you're like, okay, this is kind of normal.
Yeah,
anything
and
that's not regulated by what I think in animal, it's the American Zoological Association. I'm pretty sure, but like any major
AZA.
zoo has to meet all their requirements.
and
we can debate like the ethics of actual zoos. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a debate there, but roadside zoos are horrendous.
Yeah.
Like never, ever, ever visit one.
because
Or any private ownership.
right,
No.
because at the end of the day, an actual zoo that is the AZA certified or
I think that's it. I could be making it
any
up.
actual zoo like that is not open for the people. It's open to conserve those animals, and how they continue to provide that and to protect those animals is by selling people tickets. It isn't
Well, and
them
most of them
getting
then are nonprofits.
rich off of it.
Mhm.
Exactly. Where in this show, it's people trying to make money off of these animals, which is disgusting and wrong. And at And my first take about all this is that all of the people on that show are horrible people. I
Oh,
hate
yeah.
all of them.
Every single one of them,
Yes. 100% agree.
including that bitch Carol Baskin. I don't care if it's a
She might,
sanctuary.
she might be the worst, honestly.
Yeah, because it's just she acts high and mighty
She started off.
as
She
if
doesn't pay
she's
anyone,
better.
No.
No.
and she's making money off that.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah.
But her animals, her enclosures are not any better than what
No.
Joe Exotics were.
I think there's possibly an argument to be made that the standard of living, if you will, for her animals would be relatively higher than for like the other private zoos there. I don't think
Wow.
she gets to qualify as a sanctuary, but if
No.
but in
No.
comparison to the rest of the zoos on the show, I think they probably had the highest standard of living for their animals.
Probably because they weren't. I'm fairly certain she wasn't breeding at all.
Right.
And
I believe it.
But
she
Joe
wasn't
definitely was breeding way too
picking
much.
out cubs,
So much.
which
He was breeding way too much, and he had an overpopulation problem.
Mhm.
And then for him, I think it started off because he liked the animals, and he wanted to educate the public on it. And then he was like, okay,
he
I need
got
to
a
make
big
money
head.
Hmm.
to feed these animals, and now people love me, and I'm going to be famous. And then he was like, I'm going to breed cubs, and then it just
Right,
snowballed.
look
and he
how
was like,
much money I can make doing
Off
this.
I
cub.
have so many cubs. Oh no, now they're tigers. I
Right.
need to make
Right,
money to
because
feed
cubs-
these tigers.
Grow up.
Yep.
And I think before we go any further, we just have a spoiler.
Yeah, if you're
Warning,
listening to this, you
and
have
you haven't
binged.
seen all of Tiger King,
I mean,
go
finish it
watch
or
all of Tiger King
Right.
Oh,
first.
also, there's a new episode that they're adding
I heard that.
based solely on Carol Baskin.
oh, on her work or on
No,
whether or not she
no.
killed
Or
her
on that she killed Don.
No,
Okay.
she's suing them.
Oh yeah, because they made her look so bad.
Mhm.
The show definitely wanted Joe to be like
The
a hero figure,
Yes.
Mhm.
and Carol to be demonized.
Well, so from what I read quickly, I think Carol's is suing, and I think
Doc Annell.
Doc Annals is suing for how they were portrayed, or maybe not suing, but definitely are coming out being like, "This is horseshit." That blah 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 blah.
Well,
I think the only person
Doc
who was happy with it was Joe.
Yeah,
Because he has
in
nothing else to
jail.
lose.
yeah.
He's like, I'm in jail. I'm famous now. Boom, winning.
I'm in jail. I'm in my 50s, and he got a like 20 years?
I think it was 25.
Yeah, like he's in jail.
He'll
For a
probably die in
while.
jail. I mean,
Probably.
let's be honest. He did a lot of meth and had a lot of unprotected sex. So
Mhm. Like the healthiest thing about his lifestyle is how many cigarettes he smokes. Like that's the best thing going for him.
It kept him skinny.
Yeah, right.
That
Or the
and
meth.
the meth.
Or the meth.
what a meth.
Chewing is hard when you're teaching.
Okay.
So
So we can get on like the whole what happened, but I want to start with how he got two straight men to marry him at the same
Power.
time.
he's
Power.
like a polygamist.
I've never heard of a polygamist that was gay. For
I
starters.
haven't either.
I mean,
I mean,
there-
I've
don't-
never really looked into polygamy, so
there's
Yeah.
open relationships,
Which is fine.
but like
He legally married them both,
I don't,
right?
I don't think you legally can.
Well,
probably not in Oklahoma.
they had a ceremony.
Yeah, they had a
like
ceremony, which like
it probably wasn't
Honestly,
legal, but
as crazy as it was, I wouldn't care if he hadn't like met and basically conditioned both of his husbands when they were young and vulnerable.
uh-huh.
Like that's the thing for me. I'm like, live your life how you fucking want to live it. I don't give a shit. But those were people who were at risk and you took advantage of them.
And the fact that one left him for a woman
Yep.
and the other one killed himself
Yep.
is pretty telling.
Mm-hmm.
Of the like
And-
happiness level or lack thereof.
And speaking of the
But those golden nuggets.
Oh,
one who left him, he had the infamous tattoo now. It says property of
Joe
Joe
Exotic,
Exotic.
yeah.
And then there was a part in the series where he gets a tattoo covered up,
which is a great idea.
with a raven,
but
wasn't it?
a bull,
Yeah,
a bull?
I thought.
Oh, it was a bull. You're right.
But either way, he went to a cheap tattoo artist
For
because that
sure.
did not cover it at all.
He started
You
looking
could
at
still
it.
see
and he-
it.
The part that it did cover was covered, but there was like
There were
parts
words
of the
outside of it.
word
I
on
know.
the side of it.
Not
It was
just, like,
horrible.
It wasn't just that
You
you like
could
if you
still
were
see
looking
it.
hard that you could see it, but like even if you weren't looking hard, you're like, oh, that dude has a raven above his crotch, and like, what are those words besides a
Words.
raven? Like,
It was really poorly done. Where I was like, oh,
Well, I
buddy.
mean, he probably doesn't have a whole lot of expendable income.
Probably because he
Because
has
of the
to
meth.
actually pay for his meth now.
yeah, probably.
Instead of just bending over
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
or opening his mouth. I don't.
Also though, he got his teeth fixed and he looks like a different fucking person.
Well, yeah, it's
It's
shocking.
insane.
Three
Yeah.
It's
I
shocking
know.
how if you see it like a normal person that loses one tooth, like as an adult, that loses one tooth, you see them the next day and you're like, whoa, you're.
you look.
I don't want you to do my taxes or anything at all.
Please do not touch any of my
I
financials.
love that. That's where he went. Please don't do my taxes.
Well, I mean, I have a
All of
friend who
my-
was an accountant, and by a friend I mean my uncle.
Mm.
All of
And
my
he lost a tooth.
accountants have to have all of their teeth.
There's a reason I went with that image.
So the accountant uncle lost his tooth, and did he lose clients or did he get it replaced very
No,
quickly?
he got it replaced very quickly.
But I feel like as an accountant, you'd also have to get it replaced by like a real tooth, because I also don't want an accountant that has a like gold tooth either, because that's
No.
just as bad.
I don't think it
That's
has to be
my-
permanent. Like it doesn't have to
It's
be.
not
like,
as bad. The gold tooth isn't as bad.
But it's still kind of sketchy.
Still not. I wouldn't want to buy a car or have
Your taxes.
any sort of anything done by that person.
Mm-mm.
Maybe if somebody has a gold tooth and they look like pretty cool, I might get a piercing or a tattoo from them.
Oh yeah,
You know, like
but like
they could just be like really artistic and maybe they're going to do my hair or a tattoo or something. And they're just like, that's their flair. I just don't want my accountants to have any flair.
no, I want them to be boring.
Well, you're gonna go tell your dad that you think he's boring. So,
I mean,
His favorite meal is
kind
chicken
of
strips
is.
and mashed potatoes.
so he's a 4-year-old.
I
Yeah.
mean, kinda, and
But
he
like in a grown-up
also
body.
can go to any ice cream shop, any ice cream
Strawberry
shop.
milkshake.
He will order a strawberry milkshake.
That's because the strawberry milkshake's the shit.
We have taken him to like gourmet ice cream shops though, like
Where you're like, they make a blackberry ice cream or like a black bean ice cream that tastes good for some reason.
Like-
and he's like, strawberry milkshake. Like, they don't even
Strawberry
make
milkshake.
shakes.
every
and he's like,
time.
strawberry ice cream then? Or,
Yeah,
Well, I mean, if you know what you like, why branch out?
that's him.
man likes what he likes.
Yep, the man likes.
Why risk getting something that you don't like when you can get something you know you're gonna like?
These
here's
are
the thing.
all of the things he says every
Well,
time.
But he's
You're gonna
also
waste.
someone-
I'm not gonna waste money on something that I might like. If I don't like it, then
Yeah.
I wasted money.
Yeah.
See,
Yep.
and that is the man who has a full set of very nice teeth and is capable of doing large scale taxes for corporations.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, he is. That's
you know, like
except
that's the kind of guy you are.
now he just doesn't do anything because
No,
he's
now he just shoots a bunch of guns,
tired
and,
and
hangs out with
happy.
grandbabies.
Yep. Love you, Dad.
Boom.
Hope Jerry never listens
All
to
right.
this because we
Curse a lot. Anyway,
Curse. All right. So, who is your favorite character? Okay. So,
Go.
favorite character, person you'd want to hang out with, and then like the person that you think is the most normal from the show.
Okay.
Most
Oh,
normal,
easy.
like FBI agent.
No.
Also favorite character.
The most normal guys, his campaign.
Totally campaign manager.
Okay, but
Which is
that's
saying something because he sold guns at Walmart and
True.
then became a campaign manager.
In Oklahoma, though. I mean,
true.
I-
And then became a campaign manager for a guy who was trying to run for president. Granted,
and
I'm not
governor
sure
after he
he
lost.
ended up with someone that was much better.
I don't know.
But that's a different
okay.
argument.
I
Yeah.
can't tell you who I like the most because honestly, legitimately, none of them. Maybe Saf, the girl that lost her arm.
He actually self-identifies as a male.
I thought they called her she throughout the.
They did, but he was misgendered.
Oh, my bad.
Oh.
Sorry, Saf. That sucks.
I also like
He's
the
he's super cool about it. He came out after the thing was done and was like, "Hey, I'm a dude."
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I also like the head trainer
The
at
one with the
Show Exotics, the like head animal guy.
The blonde hair guy.
Yeah,
blonde hair guy, or the guy with the two prosthetics.
The blonde haired guy.
Oh, you mean the one that was smoking a cigarette while filling up a gas tank in a shed full of gas?
Him.
Pouring gas from one tank to the next.
Because he just seemed like a dude that obviously made mistakes in his past, like because he was in jail, right?
I think almost all of them had criminal records.
I would imagine
Like,
that all of them had been.
He was just trying his hardest to make something of himself and to like have a job, and he actually took it seriously, and he actually cared about the tigers, and
as best he could.
yeah, I liked him.
All right,
Yeah.
Nick, who's your favorite / most normal?
Favorite?
Yeah, go with favorite first.
I think I have to say Joe.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to spend any time with him,
But he is entertaining.
but he's entertaining as shit. And he's himself, and he doesn't give two shits. Which I mean, obviously it led to trouble for him, but
Yeah.
he's also I think at one point he cared, and then he got too big for his britches, and then it
Too
snowballed.
big for his britches. Good euphemism, idiom.
And it worked out perfect because it was Oklahoma. And
So, okay, then who's everybody's least favorite?
Doc Antle.
Doc Antle was mine.
Him.
Or oh shit, what's the name of the guy that comes in?
Oh, Jeff or John, or it started with a J.
It's Jeff Lowe.
Jeff Lowe.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy theory going around that he was actually Carol's first husband that beat her before she met Don,
Really?
Oh.
and that she paid him to go in and fuck up Joe's life.
That's weird.
I don't believe that for a single second.
I don't either, because I think he honestly thought he was gonna make money off of that.
Oh, I
Because
think
he's
he
an
did.
idiot.
I think he didn't. I think he planned to get Joe out of the picture too, though.
Oh yeah, hell
Oh,
yeah.
If anybody who
He's
was
a
half
con
sane
artist.
should
Oh, yeah.
have. So no, Doc Antle is
A piece of shit.
I mean, maybe not registered, but I'm pretty sure a sex offender.
Yeah.
And I do not like it. Oh, you know what? I take this back. I know who my favorite person is.
Oh,
One guy, the like drug lord guy with the monkeys.
Yes.
And that like went to jail for hacking up an ATF agent. How was he the only one who was like, this shit's crazy, but it's my life? Like
he was
I mean,
100% honest, being like, "Oh yeah, they killed that guy
and I
out
hacked
there
him up in my bathtub or whatever it was. Like insane.
on his property because he didn't actually do any of it,
Okay.
which is how he's out of prison."
he was just the largest. He was just caught with the largest drug shipment in Florida history.
Which
We
is
just of all states,
insane.
Florida, the largest, like that's big. You might as well just say the largest shipment in
The
America.
1980s Florida, where they called it the cocaine cowboys. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Yep.
nuts.
So yeah, I did not hate him.
I didn't either, honestly.
No, he was honest. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh.
The ATF was obviously watching him very closely.
Yeah.
So I think he was just like, I don't leave my compound. I'm here with my monkeys and my tigers. We take safety very seriously, and he actually had the best setup, I thought.
Yeah.
It from the little bit they
Honestly.
were able to show, it did seem. I
Like,
didn't
he
love how
was the only one that I saw that had triple gates to get
Mhm.
into the tiger enclosures.
right, the fact that there were so many places that had a singular gate where I'm like, that's how people die and tigers get out, or both.
And how they fed them. That's
That is
not how you feed tigers.
That's
Oh
not
my
how you feed
god.
cats.
They just put like 14 buckets of food from the
No.
Walmart truck out in this enclosure and sent 28 tigers in there.
At the
don't understand.
same time.
I don't understand how they didn't have tigers get killed.
Me
I
either.
bet they did. I'm
Oh, well,
sure that
yeah.
they did. No, again,
Agreed.
like watching the way that they handled those animals and the way the animals
Was
lived
horrific.
horrible. I'm glad that this came out because I hope people realize like that's how a lot of roadside
Don't
zoos
go
operate.
to private zoos.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I hope that comes of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fucking horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now what? Person you would want to hang out with?
Yeah,
Uh,
person you'd want to hang out with.
Oh,
Honestly?
wait, no, I take that back. Okay. Nick,
Joe.
you want Joe?
I feel like he'd be
I'd
really
punch him in
fun.
the face. I would punch him in the face. So
Either
fast.
Joe or the guy that had the
He seemed cool.
prosthetics.
No, he seemed cool, and he seemed like he genuinely cared about Joe.
Mhm.
And at the end of it, it looked like he worked at a race track for
Yeah.
like some kind of
Like small
racing
stock
team.
car.
So like
I think he started his own garage.
yeah,
That's
so
what he said.
like I feel like you would just get in a dune buggy and just
Just
go
go fuck around.
rip up shit in the backwoods of Oklahoma. So I'm down.
Okay.
So you
Uh,
saying that would make me think that you would actually want to hang out with Travis or Tyler, his second husband.
You know, I wouldn't because he. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just I don't love the scenes where like their pastime was like shooting guns into a lake. Like everything in me about like gun safety was just going like, no, please don't.
I mean,
Unsafe.
it is very unsafe, but
Yeah.
I think I would prefer to hang out with that animal trainer that turned into a garage owner.
Mhm.
Mainly because I tend to like older, grouchier folks over anything else. Like old grouchy fucks. And he just seems like the kind of guy that's gonna like offer you a smoke and be like, let me tell you about how I lost these legs. And you're like, well, you worked at a tiger zoo. He's like, fun fact, that's not how I lost my legs. And you're like, holy shit.
Fun fact, it was before that.
Right? And you're like, Jesus.
it was just a ziplining accident. I just fell 50 feet. That's all.
Right. You're like, how many lives have you lived before this? Because he's on his like
Right.
fourth crazy career.
It's true.
So yeah, I could roll with him.
Yeah.
Mick, who are you gonna hang out with? Or side note, Saf seems really chill.
I agree.
He does.
She got her arm bitten
He
off.
died?
No, I said he does.
Oh, okay. Jesus, he scared me. I was like, what? Yeah.
He got her arm. Oh my god. He got his arm bitten off and was like back to work the next day. Just like, it's okay.
Yeah, he seems very realistic too, in that the doctors were like, well, we can save your hand, but it's gonna take years of reconstructive surgery. And he's like, lap it off. Like,
Take it then.
you know?
Yeah.
Like I could get down with somebody like that.
Yeah.
All right, Mick, who do you want to hang out with?
I just want to learn more about Doc Antle.
I hate him.
I'd like to lock him up.
I agree.
I just want to learn more about his life and his life decisions and like what goes on at his compound.
Mhm.
I
So
don't know
like,
if I want to hang out with him. I just want to shadow him for a day and like.
without him knowing.
So this is
Well,
the fucked up thing. Okay, yep. Now we're going. Oh, okay. All right. This is. Yep. Okay. Now. Oh. This is even more. Okay. All right.
So you
I
want
got it
to
now.
investigate him more than you want to hang out with him.
well, I feel like that.
But I also want to play with
might
it.
actually happen.
Oh my god, the standard of living they have for their tigers, I can't imagine how horrendous they are to that elephant. And I feel the second he came out on that elephant, I was like, no. Ugh.
I don't know.
No.
They never really showed where his tigers live. It
True.
was like our tigers live around.
No, but they talked about how their humans lived. Can you imagine? And humans can pretty much take care of themselves. Imagine the level of care he gives to his tigers and elephant.
Well, maybe he was giving so much care and attention to his tigers that it was just the humans were like, "Hey, you're a second to the tigers."
I hope so.
God, kind of, I guess.
I mean, I know lots of like rodeo people that live in shit, but their horses are walking on like the squishiest mats you can think of, and they're sleeping literally on straw. Like,
yeah,
they're
but that's
riders.
that's their choice, I guess. Well, rodeo's young too. You've got a point.
I mean, they never actually showed where his tigers live.
That's true.
Fair enough.
Which, I mean, it doesn't mean that they live in good stuff.
Condition.
It
We just
could be
don't
that they live in
definitively
very horrible shit. That's why I just want to know more.
We just can't.
He is very mysterious.
We can't fully shit on him yet.
I mean,
can for his
Besides the fact that he's a garbage person.
the
and
way he treats the people
Prey.
that come to work for him.
right. He
If
definitely
we're-
preys on women,
Oh, yeah.
young women.
Yeah, because I'm educated and I'm mysterious.
Yeah,
he-
what's
oh my god.
he's a doctor
the
in
second
what is it called?
the mystical arts,
No,
which
I thought that
isn't
was from
a
Doctor
fucking
Strange.
thing. I
I
swear
thought it was like Mystic
that's
Sciences or
I
something.
heard
What?
Mystic Sciences. Either way,
it isn't real. and
it's as real as you want it to be.
The fact that he insisted in his first interview to be called doctor, what a fucking asshole.
I know people who
I
have
hate
actual
him.
like PhDs and MDs and that kind of stuff who refuse to be called doctor, where they're like, "No, I'm just Adam," or like,
Right.
"Just call me Doc Joe," or whoever. Like those people actually earned real doctorate degrees, and
Yeah.
this jackass is
Oh.
like, "I like fucking women." Ooh.
I'm sure that he
I have
has
a soul
an
patch.
actual. I'm sure that he has an actual PhD, but it's probably from like
Somewhere in Dubai. Nothing wrong
mystical
with
sciences.
Honestly, Dubai's pretty
.org.
up.
Okay, fine, not Dubai, but somewhere in Asia that's not very reputable for.
Dubai isn't in Asia.
I know. I know.
Whatevs. I get what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
very
Yeah.
good at drinking anymore. Leave me alone.
At drinking, that's what you're gonna go with? I thought you were gonna be like geography.
Are you
No, I'm good at
buzzed?
geography. Yes, I'm buzzed.
He's
I have,
all
Oh, you're already
ready
up
on
your
his
Miller.
high life. Okay.
I'm almost empty.
Oh, he
Damn,
is
dog.
chugging. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
almost
drink
done.
slow. It's a
Rude.
problem.
Me either.
I drink way too slow.
Compared to me, you drink slow. My
Well,
wife yells at me because I
Chug
drink.
everything. Okay.
Do you
Like,
remember the 12 strawberry lemonades we got? And by
you have
about
to drink
8,
them all.
you looked
Or
at
You had
me.
to pay for them, right?
No, by about 8, he goes, "Oh God, I hope there's free refills." And then the next time they came over, you were like, "Here's their free refills on this," and they were like, "Yeah," and you were like, oh, "Okay, cool."
Cool. My bill's not going to be like $40.
Right? You were like, "Okay, yeah, I'll take
wasn't-
another."
I wasn't nervous at all.
I wasn't worried because I only have $15 in my wallet. It's fine.
I'm not in college and broke.
You had to have 4 of those before we placed our order. Like
Ooh.
you slammed
Was that at a Ruby Tuesdays?
Red
Thanks for
Robin.
the Red Robin. I
Yum.
love their strawberry because they put actual strawberries in it.
You say
I like
this
their
every time, and you'll get a real
fries.
strawberry, and you go, "Real strawberry."
Ooh. juice.
You do. You're, that's a real strawberry.
Well,
It's a cream.
not many places put real strawberries in their strawberry lemonade. They're just like, hey, this is strawberry lemonade. Wink, wink.
Shut up. Not a
Non-sponsor.
sponsor.
Red Robin is
Yum.
not a sponsor.
Oh God, if Red Robin would be a sponsor, I'd get so fat.
Massive.
I would talk up
Those
them
fries.
on every episode.
Like the
I
burgers
love
and stuff
them.
are good, but the fries with basically Lowry salt on
Delicious.
them, holy
And
shit!
the onion
Oh, the
rings
tower
too.
of onion
Mhm.
rings.
Oh God, I'm hungry now. All right, and
What
I
up,
can't
Red
even
Robin?
go to a Red Robin right now.
Is there?
I
even one?
can.
Pandemic.
Yeah, South Dakota's not shut down yet, is it?
Where's I
You're
saw,
the
I
only
saw a map
state.
the other day of states that had stay-at-home
Stay-at-home orders.
orders, and then orders for all bars and restaurants to be shut down. And then the third one was no government,
Recommendations.
Yeah, it's
no recommendations at all. We
Mhm.
are literally the only state
only
with
state
zero
left.
recommendations.
You know that if even Texas has been like, all right, let's put some rules on this, you're behind the curve. Like Texas as a
No, but-
state was like, let's calm
Yeah,
this down.
It's Texas, it's Oklahoma, it's Arkansas. All of those states were like, "Hey guys, how about calm the hell down?" And
Right,
South
and
Dakota's
those-
like, "There aren't that many people here."
Yeah, I guess they're trying to thin the herd or something. I don't know.
Even thinner.
Yeah,
There's nobody there.
they're trying to
We
beat
have
North Dakota.
under 1 million people.
Yeah, they're trying to beat North
Really?
Dakota. They're like,
Oh,
fuck you,
under
North
a million,
Dakota. We
Oh,
can
we're
be the
under a
least
million.
populated
Yeah.
state.
It's, I mean, the cities themselves, like the mayors have come out and ordered red
Right.
bars and restaurants to close, but the
Just-
governor hasn't because she's a
No.
fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's
and-
Kristi Noem, right?
Yes,
Yes.
God,
it is.
she's a moron.
I can't say anything anymore because I don't live there, which
It's
means
fine.
I did not vote. But if I had lived there and had voted, I would
Wouldn't
have
be for
never
her.
have voted for her.
There's not a good option though ever.
Billy Sutton seemed okay, but that's politics, and I don't
We don't do
want to
politics
talk
on
about
this show.
politics.
Saying he's okay is like saying the Pope is Jewish.
All right.
That's
Anyway,
That's the closest I could get to the
nice
comparison.
try.
Okay,
It
so
started with Pope, and then I was like, shit, I don't know where I was going with that.
The Pope is Catholic.
the only thing we'll say about politics is my dad had another saying. Trying to vote is like polishing a turd. Just pick the best one and do your best.
Hey, is it a white dog turd? Like a white dog turd to start.
I got a belly full of
White
white dog shit.
If it was a white one, it wouldn't be too. I mean, you could probably make it shiny, maybe. As long as it's hard, because you can shine rocks.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
but
can.
like I feel like dog shit never gets to like rock quality. It would just crumble at some point. And then by the time you get it wet, then it's gonna reconstitute as shit.
I'm gonna try an experiment. I'm gonna get a really shitty old grill and get some dog turds and bake them on the grill to see if that makes them harder or not.
I feel like you'd have to go really, really low.
I mean, you have to go really low and slow, otherwise you just burn it. And then,
Are we talking
Also, your
about
neighbors
cooking
hate you.
Doctors. All right.
yeah, we're talking about cooking dog turds to see if they get hard enough to shine.
Cool.
And if they do, I'm about to call my dad and be like, "You're full of shit."
You're full of shit.
Dude,
lad.
You mean Mark Olson?
Right? No, don't. I'm gonna cut that part out.
All right.
Fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post.
Fix it in post.
All right, so
Okay, so yeah, that general breakdown. Okay, I want to take a quick vote. Did Carol Baskin kill
Yeah,
her
I
husband?
want to do that in Optagon.
Oh, Octagon. Ooh, we're going to do an
No.
Octagon. I can't wait to assign somebody no.
Oh, I have both sides prepared. I am ready.
I think I have one.
All right, don't give it away. Don't give any of it away.
No, but all right.
Okay.
I took a semester of criminal justice. I am ready for
Fight
both
me,
sides.
bitch.
I am a criminal justice
I really hope.
semester person.
I
But
really
I'm
hope
also,
your
I'm
argument
also
on both
fairly
sides.
buzzed, so I'm gonna forget a lot of words.
Okay.
Love
So no Carol Baskin argument yet. Not
Are we doing it now?
No.
yet.
You want to
Like
give
a-
Jordan time to?
Well,
Everybody's in the process.
let's talk about other parts of the documentary because, like, we've hardly covered it so far.
No, we haven't really talked about what happened in the documentary at all.
Need to give much of a recap though. Anybody who's listening
No,
to this
but like
has
there are
seen
still
it.
things to discuss, like the fact that he thought what
Who thought?
Joe Exotic paid him $3,000 and thought that
Oh, the fake hitman.
that was gonna be good enough for a hit.
Not just a hit where he had to travel across 4 states.
No, like
Now it's not just a state crime. Now it's a federal crime.
no, that's
well,
a
I mean,
federal
murder is
crime
always
now.
a federal crime.
Well, yeah, is it?
I swear it has to be.
Googling it.
It's always the state versus.
All right.
Because
Well,
that's why
Google that, Mick.
That's why different states can have different penalties, and why some states can have the death penalty
Excuse me.
and others can't. But
Would you like a Clowa?
I would love a claw. But the where I was going with that is there's this podcast
No,
that
it's not always a federal crime. It is only a federal crime
if you
if-
cross state lines.
that if the victim is a federal official, an ambassador, counsel, or other foreign official under the protection of the United States, or if the crime took place on federal property or involved crossing state borders.
Cross state borders.
Okay.
So yeah,
Solid.
moral of the story is
Don't kill people.
he literally thought
No.
$3,000 was enough of money to get a hit on someone 4 states away. Like
That's not even enough
that
to-
hardly covers gas.
Well, I mean, it covers gas.
Well,
gas,
like,
hotel,
ammo.
like
I guess.
No, did you get in a hotel after you do a hit?
Well, motel.
I don't know.
I feel
You
like I'm getting there and getting home.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
Like I'm going
But
down, killing them, getting the fuck out of Dodge.
either way, only in gas money. Take that out of it. You're sitting at maybe like
$2,500.
$2,400
Jeez,
for a hit. Like
$600 from gas?
if
For 4 states, and you
It's
know
pretty
that dude was
far.
driving like a
a truck.
97 fucking Chevy.
Yeah.
There's no way that man was driving a Prius.
Even if they agreed to 5,000,
Ooh.
and then he was like, "Hey, I sold some Cubs, but I only got 3,000. That good for the hit? That work for you?"
Yeah, and then
He's like, "Oh yeah, that's fine.
Right.
I got you."
and the second he crossed across the state line, he was like, you know what sounds way better? Hookers
Strippers
and
and
blow.
coke.
Which, I mean, if you've got to make a
And then
choice
he-
between those two things, please choose strippers and
Choose
coke over
strippers and coke.
murder.
And
Yeah.
then he called up Jeff Lowe and he was like, "Hey man, it worked. That dude totally thought I was gonna kill some bitch for $3,000."
Instead,
I've got
I
so
bought
much strippers and coke.
cocaine and
Oh,
coke.
I love
Yeah.
that you're saying strippers when it was definitely whores.
No, I think he actually went to a strip
Strip club. Yeah,
I think
do
he
too.
went to like a strip club as opposed to picking up
Because
a
Are
hooker.
you telling me that you don't think that strippers are also prostitutes?
yes,
I think some of them could be.
I think someone could
No,
be,
some
but
of them definitely are.
yes, but I also
But I
think
don't know
that
if he did.
if some strippers are actually just really good strippers and make pretty
Listen,
damn
Okay.
good
No
money.
shame in that game.
No.
And there's no shame in the prostitute game
I
either.
have been to 2 different strip clubs, and none of the strippers are good strippers at the 2 that I've been to.
What
Where?
state were they in?
They were both in South Dakota.
That's why.
I got kicked in the face at one. Have I not told you this story?
A stripper or a cow?
It was a stripper.
You have not told us a story, but I don't think podcast is
No.
strip club stories.
Podcast. I mean, we can fix and post.
No, it's live right now,
Pretty good story.
There's nobody watching. See,
but it's going on our.
Yeah, but we can delete it. It's fine.
it'll still be on it for a small period of time. I'm not taking
right.
that chance.
Go
Fix
get
it in post.
Go get the White Claw, and Mick, you've got 30 seconds.
No, what? I'm telling you, this is a bad
All right,
idea.
don't tell us about getting kicked in the face by a stripper. But if you got kicked in the face by a cow,
What?
I'll hear about it. I'm
I've never
Jerry.
been kicked in the face by a cow.
Horse?
Oh, no. No, never been. No. I'd never even been bitten up by a dog until last Sunday, which is shocking because I worked at a dog kennel. I
Yeah.
had groomed dogs for like 9-10 months,
Yeah.
and I never got bit. And then we were out for a walk, and a fucking little Yorkie, we turned down the road, and there was a Yorkie like half a block away. And he looked at me, and I was like, oh, shit, that dog's aggressive. In my head, I was thinking this.
Right, you're
Because-
like, that dog is on some shit.
And then, like, from half a block away, dead sprint barking at me and my 2 children and my wife. And I was like, hey, pick up Avery. Put her on top of the stroller. And I was like, Nicole, get
It's
in
your
front of
daughter,
me.
not your wife.
Yeah. And I was like, Nicole, get behind me. So I, like, got in front of Nicole and I was like, hey, dog. And he stopped and looked at me. And I was like, don't you do shit. And then he got behind me. And I was like, Nicole, keep walking. And then I was trying to push the stroller and get Nicole to realize what I was trying to get her to do while still not freaking out the kids because I didn't want them to be afraid of dogs.
Right.
Fair enough.
And then this fucking dog bit me in the ankle twice.
Dude, the
Kick
only
it.
time I've ever been
I
bit
did
was by
hard.
a cow.
It flew like 10 feet. I felt bad, but at the same time, I was like, fucking dog, I got 2 kids. I'm not,
Okay, side note,
fuck
where was
around.
the owner?
I have no idea. It followed us for a block and a half.
No. See, that's keep your dogs on leash.
Yep.
I have a dog who does not like other dogs. If your dog gets bit by my dog, it is only because your dog was off leash. Like, if I have full control of my dog when she's on leash, she might bark at you, but that's the worst that's going to happen. She's going to sit right beside me and bark at you while you walk by at the very most.
Yeah.
Like, put your fucking dogs on a leash. The only time I've ever been bit was by a chihuahua, and he got me right in the calf. Well, Achilles, really.
The small dogs are the ones you got to watch out for. This is a PA announcement. People
You
are
think
afraid.
You mean PSA? PA
That's
is
what I meant.
the system that you use at arenas and stuff.
This is a PSA. People are afraid of the larger dogs. Like
Don't
don't be pit bulls, and because owners of larger dogs are aware that people are afraid of them, so they make a much larger effort to try to socialize them
Mhm.
and get them used to people so that they aren't aggressive. People with smaller dogs are like, oh, it's a small dog. It doesn't matter if it bites someone. It fucking does matter.
It does. And listen to owners when they tell you about their dog. Like, the amount of times people have tried to walk up to me and I'm like, she's not friendly. And they'll be like, oh, no, or they'll say, like, my dog's friendly. And I'm like, cool, mine's not. Like, just
I'm just gonna rip your dog's throat open. Fuck off.
right. Like, respect that owners know what's best. I have one of our friends has, they have 2 dogs that bite. And they, like, legitimately have told people, like, don't get any closer. My dog bites. And people will go down and just put their face near him. I'm like, are you out of your goddamn mind? I don't care if you're a dog whisperer.
No.
Owners know their
Leave.
dogs better.
Leave.
And it's not even, I know some owners feel bad that their dog bites. It's if you adopted your dog from any sort of anywhere, even if it's a very reputable adoption agency, your dog has a history, and that's going to affect their behavior.
Right. And just
It's
respect
just the way
that
it is.
people know what's best for their dogs and
Yeah.
just don't be a dickhead. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much.
Fair enough. Tiger King.
So we were at the point where he offered the dude
Yeah,
$5
he went and
grand,
got strippers
then
and
blah,
blow.
blah, blah. He got strippers and blow.
Well,
Oh, favorite nicknames for cocaine. Does anybody else know any? Because I heard like 5 and they cracked me up.
Ogre sugar.
Booger Sugar is a favorite.
I like booger sugar. I'm not saying I like booger sugar. I like the term. I've never tried it, so I probably don't know.
I feel like I
all
could
of
be
us,
really
we
good at
have
booger sugar.
Never done. I don't want to do coke.
I don't want to do any drugs because I'd be really good at being an addict. Like, I'd be super good.
Oh no, it's definitely in my family. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
just based off my habits on
everything else.
fantasy football
Yeah.
and anything that I enjoy,
Well,
I would be very good at being a drug addict.
mhm.
Yep.
And her and I for talking the other day. I'm really happy that I never started smoking because I'd be a really good smoker.
I definitely thought for the first 3 months that I lived with you that you were a stoner.
Oh yeah, like
Is it 'cause
either
his eyes-
pot or cigarettes. I'd be really good at it.
See, I think I'd be really good. I'd be super good at cigarettes because even though I've literally never, the only thing I've ever smoked, I took like one puff off of a cigar one time, and I was like, that's kind of gross.
I
But, like-
love cigars.
Yeah, you do. I don't like smoking.
I've never smoked anything.
I wish
but-
I didn't, but
except
I haven't.
meat and cheeses.
Yeah, like I haven't ever had
Oh,
a
well, that's
cigarette. And that
I
is
don't
on
have to inhale it.
No.
But I think like the amount of times that I've thought like I just like doing stuff with my hands when I'm nervous, and the amount of times I've been super stressed and I'd be like, God, I could just use a smoke right now. I have never smoked. I've never smoked. And
Yeah.
I think that so frequently, and I'm like, I can't smoke because
I
I
do
would
too
get
all
so
the
good at
time.
it.
There are so many times there where I'm like, I could go for a cigar. I'm like, oh my God, I would be so good at smoking.
Maybe
Yeah.
you've never like craved a cigarette or like thought. Because for me, I'm just looking for like an outlet for my stress, and doing something methodical with my hands is that
Doing something
outlet.
methodical, and the fact that tobacco calms anxiety, like
Yeah,
is
I'm
proven
like-
to, and like
I'm not endorsing it. Please do not.
no, like
Smoke.
don't smoke. It's
To the one per Mike, don't
Mike
smoke.
Mike,
and Pittsburgh Steve.
last time I talked to Mike, he hadn't smoked in a while. He was trying to quit. So, Mike, keep at it.
Keep at it, Mike.
And
There-
also-
This is all the shout outs that you keep bitching you don't get.
all the what?
Shout
All the
outs.
shout-outs.
Yeah, Mike. You're about to
Don't
hear your name a bunch.
smoke.
Mike, I'm proud of you for quitting. Keep it up.
I am too.
Jordan, we need to charge the laptop.
All right.
Okay.
But no,
Smoking is bad, but I think
Okay.
I'd be so good at it.
All right. So, other nicknames for cocaine.
I'd be really
Jordan took my favorite, which is booger sugar. One of the-
lightning.
White lightning is a favorite.
All right, hon,
Oh
for
God,
sure.
what was the?
We're gonna have to move the whole
No,
table back.
I think you can just scooch this, right?
Yeah, but that's gonna
Fix it in post.
be a camera.
Not even fuck with the camera.
See, there we
Fair
go.
enough.
We're good. That's fine.
You fine.
A guy I used to work with called it booger sugar, and what was the other one? It was like, this isn't the word for it, but it was basically like fun powder, but like
Fun dip.
fun. I heard fun dip.
Fun dip is a children's candy.
I love fun dip, like the real shit.
I don't.
I do too.
Who wants to eat pure sugar?
Me.
Me. So you're telling me you also didn't eat pixie sticks?
I didn't like them. I started one.
What?
I don't like sugar.
Pixie sticks
I mean-
are the shit.
I don't. I love sweets, but I don't like sugar.
Oh
Fair
God,
enough, yeah.
I'm the opposite.
You have to have like flavor to go with your sugar.
Yes.
I will pick sugar over a chocolate.
I don't like chocolate.
every time.
Yeah, you losers can back the fuck up.
The only way I like chocolate is just peanut butters with it.
I was
Fair
just
enough.
saying I need Scotcheroos like yesterday. Like, doesn't
Right.
it sound good?
I found a recipe for Reese's, like Reese's bars.
Mm.
And then
Oh, where it's like layer, and you just cut them.
no, it's just it's like a Scotcheroo, but the bottom layer isn't Rice Krispie. It's like a Reese's peanut butter.
Ooh,
It's basically
I'm down
a Reese's peanut butter cup,
in a bar.
but bigger.
In a
Nice.
pan as opposed to a small wrapper.
So I can cut out a giant circle and say, "This is one."
This is one, and then you don't have to fuck with the wrappers.
Mick's gonna put it in a pie pan and be like, "I'm only having one."
One peanut butter cup for
I can't do
only
it.
Me.
I would get too
F
fat.
off, kids.
I'm
Oh
already too fat. So.
My cup.
no, gut rot for real. I would like. I can only have so much sugar before I'm like, I'm gonna throw up.
Hmm.
Anywho, Tiger
to
King?
Tiger King.
Back to Tiger King.
Uh,
So,
let's see.
we breezed over that the girl lost her fucking, or the guy lost his fucking arm.
Yeah.
Which they never like really said how. Like all
They
it said is
kind of
that
did.
she put her hand in a cage. Well, like I
She put her hand in the cage to pet the tiger.
Did she go
Oh,
to
she
pet
was
it? I thought she
petting
was
it?
feeding it.
Yeah, she was either feeding it or pet, or he was either feeding it or petting it,
Yep.
and the tiger grabbed it and pulled, and because of the size of the, just ripped the skin off.
It
Fuck,
stripped
that-
it all the way back.
That had to hurt so
Oh yeah,
bad.
but the thing about that, and Twitter's all over this.
Of course.
During that little snippet,
Mm-hmm.
the jacket that Joe put on,
Yes.
Yes, he puts on an EMT jacket.
like he had to have run back to his house, which
On
is
the
a
jacket.
fairly sizable complex.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he had it in the damn gift shop.
He would have had to run back, get it,
Does he have it?
put it on.
I guarantee he's not certified.
Hell no.
Could be. Who knows?
There's no way he's certified. But yeah,
I mean, he could be. We don't know.
such a flex though.
He threw it on the EMT bomber jacket.
I mean,
And then
this
goes
is
into the gift shop. Goes into the gift shop and says, "We just had a trainer who had their arm ripped off. I'd be happy to give you all refunds or a discount on any
or
of
a rain check for a different day.
It's just
Come on back, y'all."
insane. Come on back. Just
I love how
I'm
he
gonna
led
have to
with.
close for today.
I love how he led with. I'm gonna tell you guys here first, so you don't hear it on the news. Okay, cool. Not what I thought you were gonna be like. And there's a new baby cub.
Not that. Hey, we had an
I
accident.
lost his arm. Oh my god. No,
And not, we're going to be closed today. I'm going to give you all refunds. Thank you for coming out. If you'd like to come back another day, please do. But we will be closed until further notice.
Until I'm make sure I'm not getting A, sued or B, shut down.
or C, hopefully both.
And
But
then his next thought was, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
What an asshole.
Simple PR
Is Saf going to die? There's lots of blood everywhere.
right? Is Saf okay? Saf's skin was over there, but the bone was over there, and that feels bad. For someone who wanted to run for both president and governor, he has zero PR training. Like, number one rule, something goes wrong,
crisis
less information
management.
is better. Like,
Tell
don't
them
lead with
anything.
somebody got their fucking arm ripped off. Be like, there's been an incident. We're going to close. I'd be happy to refund all of you. Please leave my fucking property.
Not
Nope. Just here's what
we
happened.
got our arm
Fucking
fucking
arm.
off. And I have
Do y'all want to still come in and
200
pet
tigers.
kitties?
As a patron, I'm thinking, is there a tiger loose? Like, did the tiger eat the arm? What the fuck is going on with the arm? Is the trainer dead?
Right.
Am I gonna die?
Am I gonna die?
I have children here.
Are there tigers out? Are the
Are you
tigers
feeding
out?
me to the tigers by telling me to leave this store?
Did Walmart run out of rotten food? Am I food now?
No, some of that food was fine. It was still cold.
Oh yeah, some of it.
All right. So we gotta touch on the Walmart truck.
Walmart food.
Oh my god. First of all, the way they fed big cats is not how you
Wrong.
feed big
Wrong.
cats.
We already talked about that.
Yes. But
Like,
But
there were too many cats there, but like, big cats have to hunt for their food. That is their natural instinct. That is how you feed them.
But that's not how zoos feed them.
Yes, it is.
yes, it is.
Not most zoos.
Most of them set up essentially puzzles
Yeah.
so that they still have to work for
They
their
have to be-
food. They have to work for their
and-
food no matter what it is.
and-
They're not just
and
given a
engaged.
slop bucket.
Right.
Give them a slap bucket.
Like, ugh.
So anyway, how he feeds his tigers.
Well, and even if they're just giving them a slop bucket,
Yeah.
it's actual like meat
That's
Kind of.
designed for their dietary needs.
I mean, I'm saying just even meat in general.
At this point.
Like, I'd be fine if it was like any form of what you know is meat. Bologna is not meat.
No.
Hot dogs are not meat.
I'll still eat both of those, but I'm probably not going to give it to my dog.
Yeah. No, well, that's the whole point. And it's just, it was, I think the worst part about them feeding the tigers the expired Walmart meat is that the people that worked there also ate that.
I mean, I'll take some almost on the edge of being expired. Like,
Yeah, but
this
it
is
also
the discount rack meat because it's gonna be bad in a couple days. But
it also got put on a truck that was not refrigerated and transported from the Walmart to their facility. So by the time it got there, it's
Yeah,
bad.
but the humans have at least a small level of choice in that. The tigers can only eat what they get fed.
True.
yeah, but here's the other part to this. They took the meat from the Walmart truck and used it on the pizzas.
Oh, that's right. Ah, gross.
Okay, first of all, the pizza restaurant, the second they
Looks
showed that,
disgusting.
I looked at Jordan and I go, oh my God, someone's going to get pissed on with pizza. Like,
Yeah,
they had
The tigers were so close.
I'm like, someone's pizza is going to get peed on.
Oh,
Pretty sure that was part of the cell.
get peed on while you're eating your pizza.
Those
It'll
are
make
things
you
that always
taste
what my
less
delivery guy would say to me, like, hey, you want me to pee on you before you eat your pizza?
It's a porn?
What kind of porn are you watching?
Weird pee fetish pizza porn? I don't know.
I don't know, some Frank Zappa pee shit.
Anyway,
I don't even know about you guys' weird sex fetishes.
Well, it's pizza pee, because I can't have pizza.
or pee.
Or pee. Oh, I hate us more than anything.
All right, so
So, do y'all want to hit Optagon?
I feel like we have to keep talking about it because
I agree because at this
how
point,
large.
like I hate all of them. He totally paid someone to kill Carol Baskin, and now we have to discuss whether Carol Baskin also killed someone.
Yeah, I feel like the Optagon will decide this. I mean, it's going to be a 2-minute session of me destroying Jordan.
Yep,
Probably because
believe
I have one half of an argument.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to roll with. For anyone who has not listened to our show, Mike, we
No,
do.
he knows.
No, our only listener knows. It's fine.
Our only listener.
Up, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
So the Optagon is where 2 dopes enter and 1 dope leaves. We have a particular topic, and then neither party, Jordan nor Mick, knows which side of the argument they will be assigned. I choose what we're going to argue about and what each person has to argue. In order to interrupt each other, they have to say "ope." You have to respect the ope. If somebody else opes, don't be the jackass that keeps on talking.
We don't want any Stephen A's here.
No Stephen A. Smiths. No Skip Baylesses over here.
Skip.
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 Skip. So yeah, that is it. Do you guys want to do the Optagon?
I'm not going to.
Do it. Don't be a pussy.
Optagon.
Love it.
Cool. Okay, 3 minutes go on the clock. Today we are going to be arguing whether or not Carol Baskin killed her first husband, Don.
That bitch Carol
That
Baskin.
bitch Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
Whether or not she killed her first husband, Don. Because I want to hear what Mick has to say on this one. I'm going to give Mick the no, she did not argument.
Thank God.
because I believe he's the only person here who can argue that. And Jordan is going to argue, yes, she did. I do not care. All I want to know is, did she kill her husband? I don't care if you think that how she did it or any of that. Yes or no. Cool. We'll start with Mick because he is definitely at a disadvantage. Go.
It's all circumstantial evidence. There's no concrete proof that she killed him. You have to prove that she killed him. It's guilty or not guilty. She's not guilty because you can't prove that she killed him.
Oh, hold on. I agree that there isn't any evidence that would hold up in court. However, that isn't the question. It's whether or not she killed him or not. I don't think she's ever going to get convicted of it, but she definitely killed him, and she fed him to the fucking tigers. Because there's a part where
how there were more than just her that lived and worked on that premises. If she killed that tiger, she had to have had killed Don. She had to have many accomplices that are for some reason.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think anybody liked him necessarily, and she was gonna make this great big tiger sanctuary, and all the people that she has volunteering for her love her. So I have no doubt that she could.
So your argument is that people like her?
I mean, kind of.
That's your only argument for, like, she brainwashed these people into killing her husband?
No, she killed him, and then
they went along with it?
The other people to shut up about it. Because at the same time, if she tells him, like, no, he took his private plane down to Costa Rica, all those people like her enough to be like, yeah, I trust her, even though she fed him to the tigers with a salmon oil or sardine oil.
Oil that she specifically said was what got tigers to eat people. But that's not the point. The point is, if she did kill him, she would have had to chop him up, put him through a meat grinder without anyone seeing. Because regardless of how much you like someone, unless they are legitimately like a god to you, you're not going to be like, oh, this is fine, I guess. We're killing this guy and then feeding him to the tigers. That's sort of fucked up, but it's fine.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If she actually put him through a meat grinder, he would just look like ground meat, and you can just feed that to the tigers.
3 minutes, last point.
To put him through the meat grinder, she would have had to get him into the facility that the meat grinder was in, chop him up, put him in. I know you've never processed a deer.
I have not.
But it takes more than 3 to 4 hours to chop up a deer. That's being careful. So I have to imagine that chopping up a human is similar. There's also going to be bone.
Maybe an hour. Yes.
It's going to take more than an hour to put them through a meat grinder.
Probably, but
debone it because you can't put the bones through the meat grinder.
I guess I thought that it was all in the same property. Like, his part obviously doesn't count towards the octagon because our time is up. But I thought
neither of you
property.
The time.
I thought it was all on the same properties. So like she could have done it in the middle of the night, like them at 10, and then
Amanda, how much
night get rid of it?
Like, what's the most that you think you could log into, like a wheelbarrow or something?
There was plenty of dollies, carts, wheelbarrows. You can do a couple 100 pounds into a wheelbarrow, and he didn't weigh north of 250 at most.
No, he was small.
Okay, so let's say she injected him with some sort of immobilizing agent.
Or just killed him first.
Oh, I mean, how did she kill him? Because there's going to be blood or something somewhere. And she's calculating enough to make sure that there's no evidence anywhere other than in the facilities that they process meat. Like I it's all circumstantial. Let's figure out what Amanda has to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to
First,
say,
tell us who.
yeah, we
won.
can continue this argument because I don't think either of you is on a bad track. I'm going to roll with the fact that Mick had a hell of a disadvantage because I strongly believe that she did kill her husband. Strongly is a strong word, I guess. I believe that she did kill her husband, and I think Jordan won simply because the whole point you tried to make, Mick, was that somebody had to have seen something. And I think at the time, personally, I don't believe that at the time that he died, they had very many staffers on because it wasn't a rescue at that point. It was like the two of them running the show. So I don't know if anybody did have to see anything.
Well, I mean, there was that one maintenance guy that did shit all the time for him that seemed to actually care about her husband more than he cared about her. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but maybe they gave him the day off or God knows what.
he was like, "Hey, get out of here, brah.
So,
I'm
And
gonna kill him."
and his assistant.
oh my
I
God,
felt
his assistant.
bad for her.
Poor lady. Mick, you're 1,000% right. None of this shit would hold up in court.
hell no.
There's no way. If this was the only evidence the state could provide, there is no way she should go to jail.
No.
No, if the only way that they could prove it is if they can find some sort of physical evidence on the property
And
of
it's
her remains.
way too late now.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
if they could find physical evidence on the property right now, I almost guarantee there'd be no way to link it back to her.
Mhm.
You know,
Well, if it was like some sort of his remains on the property, like a bone or something, then you can link it back to her.
Maybe, but yeah, it'd be
But
really
that's
hard.
Anyway, because it's been almost 15 years.
something like that.
And if I was on that jury and was presented the evidence that they showed on the show, I'd probably acquit.
Yeah.
Because, like,
I'm not sending somebody for
I don't-
jail for something I'm not certain of.
agreed. But
I'd rather
I don't think
grades.
jury selection, if that ever does go to trial, is going to be a bitch. Because the first thing
everybody's heard of it. Yeah.
any jury selection attorney's going to ask is, "Have you seen Tiger King?"
Do you know what a meme is? Yes, you
Yes.
do? Okay, you're done here.
Have you
can go
heard
home.
the term "that bitch Carol Baskin"?
You can go home now. We don't need you because you're jaded.
Jaded. Yeah, so point goes to Jordan. But
In all honesty, though, I
see what you're saying
think
about,
she killed her husband, but
No, she definitely killed him.
but you made some solid arguments, especially the whole dressing a deer
Yeah.
thing. Like,
yeah, agreed.
solid point. That takes a lot of time.
If
But Joe Exotic pointed out that tiger stomachs have enough acid.
Like, you don't have to put them through the grinder.
I know.
Just hock them up and throw them in there.
That sucks.
I mean,
Yeah.
Here you go, Tiger. I threw some sardine oil on it for you.
Mm,
Hit the
like
joints and throw it in the cage.
her saying that part, I was like, oh, she totally killed the dude, being like,
Perfume doesn't make tigers want to eat you.
people. You have
like,
to put sardine
sardine
oil
oil.
on them, and I'm just like, oh my god, she
Do
totally
you have
fucking
sardine oil?
killed her husband.
I mean, it's that you could argue against too, because like she owns big cats and has for a long time. She may have cats that don't want to eat.
Eat,
Right,
yeah.
especially if they're traumatized because they're rescues.
Yeah. So put some sardine oil on their food and boom.
Yeah.
True, but at the same time, you're like,
I mean, no one blinked an eye at the fact that Joe Exotic knew that tigers' stomachs could dissolve bones.
it's probably because he was feeding them whole cow hides.
I mean, it's still fishy.
Yeah,
It's still fishy, but I don't think anybody was. Carol was held to a different standard in that documentary because she holds herself to a different standard. She
Exactly.
holds herself up as like the queen of rescue, and what they're doing is bad and what I'm doing is good. Therefore, you're going to be held to a different standard. Like, you have to do
Yeah.
all good things.
because
Which the way she fed her animals might have been worse.
Who knows? I don't know.
I didn't love
Like,
it. Though.
I didn't either.
Let's the animal has to enter into this tiny little
Trapped cage.
secondary cage that we put the food in a bucket in.
I understand that large cats like a den or something like that, so that they can protect when they're eating. But usually, what they would do then is, from my understanding, what they would do is once they acquire the food by going through whatever puzzle or hunting mechanism, once they acquire it, they would bring it back to their own den or hideout spot so that they felt protected, not for them to eat where they found the food.
Yeah.
Which was also much more exposed than the rest of the enclosure.
Yeah, because it was right there along the walking trail.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which, if it's a sanctuary, you're trying to, in my mind, a sanctuary is we're trying to do everything that's best for the animal, not trying to get it so people can come see the animal.
Exactly. And that's what she preached about. I'm like,
Exactly.
then why are you open to the public?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not,
you're
running a zoo too then, because people are coming to see your animals.
Although you have to kind of, it's a fine line with a sanctuary. Like,
it is.
You have to be able to make money so you can take care of the animals. But at the same time, you shouldn't be, like, the enclosure shouldn't be like, I can get within 2 feet of the fence.
No.
It should be, I'm 20 to 30 feet from the fence, in my mind.
I agree. But as someone who worked in nonprofit, like, having people pay to use your services or see whatever you have is not the only way to make money. There are grants galore out there.
Okay.
And private
Which she gets because she's a sanctuary.
Right.
Right. And private fund, if you want to give, like, say somebody is the head of a large charitable organization and they want to check out your facility before they're going to give you $100,000, $200,000, then you could give a private tour to that person before they give their gift, because that makes sense. But just opening it up to the public, to me, it's just another zoo.
Well, see, and the thing I come back to is there is a way to do both in a way that's beneficial to the animals and the public. The thing I keep thinking of an example is when we were in Alaska. There's a place called the Alaska Sea Life Center. It's in Seward, Alaska. It is an aquarium and a rescue, because they take animals that are abandoned and are gonna die in the wild, and they
try to either rehab them.
They nurture them, rehab them, and then either release them back in or keep them there to help them have a life. And the animals
they can't
that
release them back into the wild.
Yeah, if they can't release them back into the wild without them getting killed like immediately, they keep them there at the center and use them to educate people.
Yeah.
And they do charge admission, but you feel good about it because they also are helping animals get back into their habitat.
But they're also not on social media being all holier than thou, that like
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens out there.
Right.
You know, that's, for me, I'm not saying that what she's doing is completely wrong. I'm saying I don't like the persona that she gives off when doing it.
Agreed.
The way she goes about it isn't
weird. It's
very odd.
It's very selfish.
Contradictory.
Yes. It's a very conceited.
Yeah. So
show.
That bitch, Carol Baskin.
That bitch, Carol Baskin, killed her husband.
And then Joe tried to get her killed.
And then Joe tried to kill her, but like he's an idiot, so it obviously didn't work out.
I think, long story short, on this pod,
On the show.
just don't go to roadside zoos. Be good to animals.
Yep.
And stay off meth, kids, and
if
follow their addictive drugs.
And if you're gonna hire someone to kill someone for you, if you can put it on a credit card, it isn't an actual hitman.
No, they cost way too much.
Yep.
If you don't have to take out a second mortgage, you probably don't want to hire that guy.
It's probably a cop, honestly.
Or somebody who will flip on you
Immediately.
immediately. As someone who has no experience in Hitman,
No,
as far as I know, anyway.
but I just know that it costs like 20 times what he thought.
20 times? That's
Yeah.
probably 60 grand.
Yeah, it costs at
No, it's
least
$100
that.
grand.
Yeah.
Because he thought it cost $5.
Oh, but he gave him 3.
Well, yeah, true. Either
Either way,
way,
I still feel like I wouldn't hire a hitman that only wanted 60 grand.
probably. I don't know.
So if anyone out there wants to hire a hitman, go ahead and follow Mick at Mick Stulk and Mick
Underscore
Stulkin.
Underscore, because I'm official.
Follow at Sports Casserole for all your hitman tips because there's no sports. Maybe
We're
we should
not-
change our name, Hitman Casserole.
No.
Hitman casserole.
We're a sports
Make a casserole.
podcast. Just not currently because there aren't any fucking sports.
Welcome back to the worst time to start a sports podcast in the world.
Not in the world. In the past 100, I looked it up, 120 years.
What was 120 years ago? That was
That was the last time there were 0 sports.
what
It's
was
like 1898.
Yep.
like Civil War?
No.
Baseball
No, it was prior to any official national sports franchise being established.
Cool. So pretty much anytime since there's been a national. What are you doing with your eyebrows?
I don't know, man.
Sexy.
Oh God.
Again, it's
Do I need to
an-
leave so you guys
It's
can
an
talk?
audio medium. If you hadn't said that, no one would have known.
Well, why are you doing it into the camera?
I don't know, man.
Fix it, post. Yeah. So the worst time in modern history to start a sports podcast.
Literally in the past 2 centuries.
Yeah.
Cool.
Even during both world wars, there were still some organized sports.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just goes to show what viruses can do.
What
Yep.
we're dealing with currently. So everyone stay the fuck at home because I want baseball. So
Not happening.
I want my
Stay at
job
home.
back. I want my job back.
that too.
Baseball's not happening.
Not
Not
until
soon.
like August.
I'd
Yeah.
give it September.
You think so?
I don't think they're having a season this year.
You think so? I don't know.
They're already talking that they're not going to start the NFL on time.
Oh yeah, no.
At least preseason, they wouldn't. No.
I don't.
I
I'm
think
worried. I'm honestly worried that they're not going to have a season.
I think they'll have
Do you
a
think they would play without
shortened
fans?
season. I think
They'll
maybe
have to.
play it without fans or have a like shortened 12 games
The
season.
only way that they have a season is if there's a quick test that's developed, like a
It's
rapid test,
okay.
because they'll have to test.
Available.
For basketball, like you get 16 guys from one team and 16 guys from the other team. That's all you need. For football, there's 52 fucking guys on one team,
Right.
Mhm.
and
Plus, the coaching staff is ginormous.
it has to be like a 30-minute to an hour test that you take before you come into the facility. You pass, you get to come in. You fail, you don't get to come in.
But if
Obviously,
somebody failed, then wouldn't the entire team, because it's been
I mean-
shown so contagious, wouldn't the entire team be done then? Like,
I don't know.
nope, you're out.
I mean, if
Because you've
if
obviously
there's
come in
rapid tests,
contact
you know,
with that person.
Probably.
as long as you can test positive, test negative, then you're fine.
What if
I think the NFL should just like buy a large island,
Quarantine their players there.
all of the players there for the rest of this shit,
and
and then broadcast from there.
and
Then we'll get NFL football.
and you also have to run every play out of the shotgun so the quarterback
Is
doesn't
it
have
right
to
there?
touch the center.
I mean, then you'd have to not tackle people too.
Oh yeah, shoot.
I mean, as long as they're all on the
Really?
island and have their own way of like making food, it has to be like an island the size of Hawaii.
They
Because
have to buy Australia.
I mean,
Then it's just rugby. They've been quarantining for years.
there is Oh, is Australian rules football still not going on? I know it was going on like 2 weeks ago.
Hell if I know. You're the only one here, guaranteed, who knows what Australian rules football even is.
It's really stupid. I
like
watched a little
rugby.
bit of it because I was like, ooh, football. And I was like, no, this isn't football. Fuck this.
We watched a bunch of 30 for 30s because we missed sports.
Yeah, it's true.
30 for 30. Which ones did you watch?
We watched Bad Boys, and we
Mhm.
watched Winning Time,
Mhm.
and we watched Requiem for the Big East.
And we watched, well, that one wasn't a 30 for 30, it was a 9 for 9. But we watched Let Them Wear Towels too.
And we watched 4 Days in October.
4 days in October. Oh, if you're pining for baseball.
You watched lots of 30 for 30s.
Yes,
I
we
told
did.
you we watched a lot of 30 for 30s. I miss
You guys
sports.
have way more time to watch your own shows than I do.
You
You
have
have
children.
kids.
Multiple. We have dog.
None.
Singular. No, they weren't. I like your kids are too cute.
Yeah, it's true.
And they're so sassy. Avery's so sassy. She's who I want to be when I grow up.
Cool.
Why? She's such a sassy pants.
There we
I
go.
know. I love it. That's who I want to be. I want to be sassy pants like her. I just remember her arguing with you, and at one point you guys were going back and forth, and she grabbed your face and whispered into your mouth, "It's a whale." And at that point I was like, Mick, I think it's a whale. Let's move on. Because she just won.
She still does that.
Of course she does.
And I'm sad that she doesn't get to have a birthday party this year because this is the first year that she's been like excited for a birthday party.
Right.
Oh, I know. She's what, 3? She's turning 3?
Yeah. And for the past like 3 months, she's been like, "It's my happy birthday."
Aw.
And I'm like, "Yeah, it's your happy birthday." Except for not really. We'll
Are you
still
guys gonna do like parades or video messages? We'd send a video message.
Sure.
You should
Fair
do
enough.
videos so that all of her family can send her videos.
You want to end the pod and just keep talking though? Because at this point we're just talking about
Oh yeah, probably.
our lives.
All right,
okay.
thanks for listening to Sports Podcast.
Sports
Jesus.
casserole.
Thanks for listening to Sports Casserole. This is a nightmare.
This is
Um,
leftovers.
This is
It
left.
was the leftovers. Check us out on all the socials
We are
at
at
Sports Casserole.
Sports Casserole. And then if you want to follow each of us individually, you can too. I'm at Run Scientist Run.
At Amanda Pets Dogs.
And I am at Mick_Stulken.
Spell it.
Stulken.
The whole. Okay.
Oh, you want my first name too? I felt like microphone because I'm a fucking idiot. And as a child, I didn't know how to spell my name.
Yeah, there's in his legal name there is no C.
There is no
However-
C.
However, he spells Mick, M-I-C. So, thank you for joining us for our sloppy leftovers.
Be good to animals. Vaccinate your kids. Stay home.
And Carol Baskin definitely killed her husband.
Damn bitch.
Bye.
Wait, we didn't talk